kind of a miscellaneous row that ends on American. So there's a lot of Dodge and Jeep. And then some random things that I just have pairs of, like Duesenbergs, Nashes, smart cars. This row I have a good amount of room left. I can probably fit about 10 cars more on this row. Excuse me as I walk around the couch. So now we're into the Dodges, Chryslers, Jeeps. Over here is what I call the Orphaned by General Motors row. So we've got my favorite, which is Saab, Saturn. Over here is Hummer. And down below is Buick. I've got room for a few more cars. I've got an empty section over here. So moving up, we start with British cars. So we've got Jaguar, and then McLaren. And yes, you can definitely make out that there's some dust, but really the filtration system in the house is pretty good. This isn't too bad considering about 5 years of collected dust. The plan is to clean these cars once, and when I install the polycarbonate, make sure everything seals very well, and maybe I'll hopefully never have to dust again. We're pretty close to it. Also, over the years I used to exclusively have diecast. Around 2015 I bought my first resin car, and it just seems to be that's where the industry is going, so I've been picking up more and more and more resin cars. It's just the nature of the beast, where now I'd say about 30% of my collection is probably resin. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Diecast cars are not just going to get affordable again. You're not going to see fully opening auto arts for $50 again, I think those good days are over. So I've learned to kind of embrace resin. This is another German row. I have a lot of BMWs. Into the Audis. And then back to Volkswagen. And I try not to be a completist, but some marks I do like to have one of everything, like Volkswagen GTIs I like to have. I think I've got from the Mark 1 to the Mark 7. I think I'm only missing the Mark 6. Same thing with Porsches. I want to have, from the original to, what are we up to, the 991 or 992 I think we're up to. So I think I last have I've got 991.2s if you want to get very specific. So I need a 992. I think that's all that I'm really missing of my 911s. It'll be funny if now I get comments that my video is too long and too slow, but you can't make everyone happy. So lastly, we've got some American cars again. This is the GM row. Oh, no, my bad. This is the Ford row, starting over again. I'm like, that doesn't look like a Chevy, because it's not. And I'm a bit of a completist when it comes to Mustangs, because there's some fairly minute changes from, say, a 64.5 to a 67 versus 68. So if I had my way, I'd have pretty much all of those little year-to-year changes marked. And even a GT 500 SN was at 197, or even a Bullet, it's largely the same as a car next to it, but I still like to have it represented the specialty cars like Bullets and Shelbys. Sometimes you just got to know where to draw the line, though. And back to BMWs, I had so many BMWs that they spilt over to this row as well. Again, space becomes a premium. When I do, a 4,000 square foot building with custom cabinets on 2 stories, I can put every car together. So it all makes perfect sense, but for now, kind of have to make some compromises in how I lay things out. So here's the proper last row, which is General Motors. And above it, there will be probably one more shelf that'll be kind of, again, a catch-all. And then above that will be a nice way to cap off all the shelves that'll have built-in sliders for the polycarbonate. This row I probably have room, like I said, maybe for 5 more cars. Let's see if I can do this without tripping around the couch. Same thing with Corvettes. I'd like to have pretty much every year of Corvette. There's a big difference between a 55 and a 54 because of V8, and a 57 because of 58. There's definitely some body changes. With later Corvettes, that's not really the case year to year, but I'd like to get as close to having every year Corvette as I can. So that's the collection. This I got as a child, which has been kind of my inspiration to be a car designer. Justification for higher education. I've seen quite a few people have that in their collection. So that's everything. Car count right now is about 850 overall, about 811 1/18 scale cars. So that's it for this year. Hopefully next year, even more cars, more subscribers, and hope you enjoyed this one. Talk to you later.